All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We get together most weekday mornings, Mondays through Fridays, 8 o'clock Central. Our morning Zooms at this time are meant to support our current and prospective distribution partners. We have a different set of Zooms that are conducted throughout the day that are well suited for prospective participants, but anyone is welcome to any of the Zooms. So today we're going to talk about maybe a more efficient, a more effective way to introduce the benefits of a shelf corporation. So what do we know? We know there's a big problem that most entrepreneurs want and need money to start and grow a business to reach their potential. So that's the problem that you and I solve. We solve that by creating a fundable business. There's a big gap. Most people don't care about fundable businesses. They just want money. But unless all they want is personal loans, which would be based on their personal credibility, they're going to need a fundable business so we can get business funding. So the quickest, the easiest, and the cheapest, thus free way to do that is a Shelf Corp. Some of you get a little bit chatty or a little bit disjointed, so I think you're losing your prospects when you're trying to describe this to them. So I'm going to ask you to consider approaching it differently. Emphasize to them that we have a solution to their problem that's free, that's fast, and it's easy. Now, is there more to it than that? Sure, it's compliant, it's effective, it's guaranteed. There's other things, but for those of you that pursued an MBA from at least a moderate to top school, what did you learn in your strategy class? Who can tell me about the rule of three? Toby, I don't remember your educational background, but if you can think back to your strategy class you had in graduate school, what is the rule of three? Corinthian, when you were in graduate school, what is the rule of three? So the rule of three is you give three attributes of something because that's about the most someone can keep track of. When you get to four or five, people get lost. One or two may not be enough. So go with three. Go with three. And the three most important is that our program, our Shelf Corp, is free, fast, and easy. Is there more to it? Of course. And the flyer. All of you should have this flyer. If you don't have a flyer, get with Madison. She'll get you a flyer. It's an editable flyer. You edit the bottom with your information. So this tells the rest of the story, not that it's in conflict with this, but some of you, well, some of you just aren't very good at sales. And if you're running a sales organization and you're not very good at sales, you're probably not making much money. So let's use the rule of three and describe succinctly that the benefits of getting a shelf corporation is that it's free, it's fast, and it's easy. And in our society, trust me, that's what most people want. Most people want free, most people want fast, most people want easy. So that's the point here. So let's take one more layer deeper. So how is it free? Because we charge for it, right? Do we just give it away? No, we don't give it away. They're going to buy it from you. Assuming you're a white label partner, they're going to pay you for it. Well, how's it free? Well, it's reimbursed. It's reimbursed. So you pick what the sales price is of the Shelf Corporation for your clients. You can charge them as little or as much as you want. Now, you know, we have a minimum to cover our vendor costs, but ignoring that, you choose the price. You choose the price. So you can't come back and say, oh, it's too expensive, then charge less. Or you can't come back and say, oh, it's too cheap, then charge more, right? Look in the mirror, decide your price. You know what your cost structure is, but sales price, you pick. What do? We reimburse them after they go to funding from the grant. So is it free? Sure. If they spend, most of you are selling it for 15,000. It's up to you. You know, we need 10,000 to cover our vendor costs. So you're making 5,000 profit. How much do they get reimbursed? They get reimbursed 15,000. 15,000 minus 15,000 is free. Doesn't come back out of you. There's no chargebacks. There's no clawbacks. It's pure profit for you. So do we give these away? Well, they're free. but they're going to need to pay it, go through funding, then they get the money back. So great. So we've got free down. Is it fast? Hell yeah, it's fast. We have one, well, we're selling, I mean, it varies. Let's say typically, well, this week we're selling 25 to 50 shelf corporations a day. Some days are busier than others, but 25 to 50 a day is about the pace we're on for the first week in November. So with that being said, our contract states that we'll deliver in a week, and it says it down here. Once you enroll, we'll need about 1 week. But I can tell you, for the last several shelves, we've produced those in 3 days. So don't go out and oversell it, because we don't want to do that. But in a week, that to me, that's fast. Now, again, a pessimist could say, "Oh, a week? I have to wait a week to have a fundable business." Well, what's your alternative, right? How are you going to get a fundable business quicker? We're certainly not going to be able to build one quicker. Building takes a lot longer. So to me, I feel comfortable in substantiating the free because of the refundable deposit. I feel very comfortable saying fast because 7 days in the world of lending is fast. And then, is it easy? Oh my gosh, it's so much easier. I could tell you horror stories about clients that didn't want a shelf. They said, "Oh, no, let's build it out," or "I already have a business. Let's get it fundable." There's a lot of work involved with building a fundable business, and that's okay. We have the willingness and the skill set to do it. But rather than building a fundable business, let's just deliver them one on a silver platter in a week. And it's only 1,000. I think anyone that's knowledgeable about Shelf Corps at all, when you tell them their out-of-pocket cost, I think they'll love you. They'll give you a big hug, big man hug, because 1,000 out of pocket to get a Shelf Corp that's fundable is a great value. Now, I understand you're not selling it for 1,000. That's the out of the pocket. So a lot of what we do is psychology, right? Eric knows this, Gilbert knows this, Harold knows this. A lot of business development and sales is psychology. Most people don't look at their total costs. They most often look at what's out of pocket now. And so what's their out of pocket? Now, you could charge them more. Some of you are, but our recommended pricing is charge $15,000 for a shelf, gives you $5,000 profit, collect $1,000 up front. You keep half of that. So it's $500 immediately in your pocket, profit. Send us half, then we'll get them financing for the rest. So free, fast, and easy is the way that we recommend that you pitch the Shelf Corp. As I mentioned, of course, is there more to it? Yeah, there's other benefits, but there's the rule of 3. When you go from 3 elements to 4 to 5 to 6, you're smart. So I think a lot of you, frankly, you're arrogant. You're very smart. You're very successful. You have a high learning acumen, but most people aren't like you. And so you got to simplify it. So are there other benefits? Of course, all the deliverables are summarized here and then, of course, stated in the agreement itself. One really nice element is free credit improvement. You're going to run into some people, they've not managed their credit. And we're not here to judge them. It doesn't matter why they have shitty credit. But if they have shitty or imperfect credit, is that a problem? Not at all. It's built in, right? It's the final bullet right here. I'm highlighting it right here. We love working with imperfect people. And that's one of the things that makes what you and I do so different than the marketplace. Most of the marketplace is looking for really, really strong small business owners in business for 2 years, 10,000 or a month or more in deposits, 680 credit score or higher. If you have those 3 elements, I don't know that they need you and I, because they have a lot of options. But that's what, 3% of the marketplace? The other 97% needs you and I because they're not perfect. They're imperfect. And so if credit is an issue, we've talked about some lenders don't even care about credit. Some business lenders don't even care about credit. But regardless, we want everyone to have good credit. Why would you make a conscious decision to have bad credit? It's illogical. Well, you might say, well, I don't want to pay for it. Great. Don't pay for it. It's free. It's free. Okay, so that's number 1. So again, what are we on now? Is there more to it? Is there more to than just free, fast, and easy? There is. Free credit improvement, I think that'll be a nice selling point for those that have not managed their credit well. Second is 100,000. We're going to get $100,000 of collateral AR to them in 7 days. And I don't think yet we failed to do that. Frankly, in most cases, we're delivering that often within 24 hours. But again, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But we're showing them immediate results, or near, well, let's go with near immediate results. Thirdly, we have a lender match database that gives us access, and I guess we should add a word. Let's say we have a lender database to over 1,000 business lenders. We average 5 to 7 matches, 5 to 7 matches for every client, funding lender matches for every client coming out of the Shelf Corp 7-week process, 7-day process, 7-day process. So we guarantee funding, of course. We can't guarantee the number of different lender options they have. But thus far, we're averaging 5 to 7 lender matches. Business lenders, not personal lenders, not business loans. We're talking, not personal loans, business loans. Business loans are typically a 10-year repayment term, not always, but usually 10 years, 120 months, low interest rates. And then for you, you pick how much you make. So we had this conversation point earlier today. You can't tell me it's not worth your time, because some of you, I think it was Joseph and who was it, Romeo yesterday, at least the two of you told me your time is worth $1,000 an hour. And I don't think you were joking. That's what I'm not judging you. That's what you said. You said, I'm worth $1,000 an hour. That's my market rate. Well, great. If you're making 5,000 off the normal pricing, you're certainly not going to be spending 5 hours. Frankly, no offense, I think 1,000 an hour is an extraordinary rate. That's comparable to what the highest paid attorneys in the most affluent law firms in the nation earn. But if you think that highly of yourself, I'm not here to judge you. Great. But if you spent more than an hour on a client, I'd be surprised. But even if you spent 2 hours, take 5,000 divided by 2 hours, you're at 2,500 an hour. Is that not enough? If it's not enough, add more. Plus, you pick the performance fee on the back end. You decide how much the clients pay for the capital raise. That's the beauty of the white label partnership. You control client pricing and your money. So there is no more to this. I'll just stretch it out. So what is it that you have for questions, comments, feedback? The goal today is to maybe get you to simplify it. Some of you are arrogant, no offense. Some of you are extraordinarily smart, no offense. Some of you are so fucking successful, you don't see the average person from their perspective. Most people aren't like you. Most people aren't as successful as you. Now, Hassan brings up a good point. People ask, have you gone through it? That's great. Yes, you're right, Hassan. I would recommend all of you do the Shelf Corp yourself. So that way you are a success story. You don't have to, but yes, Hassan, that's a great point. If you're going to go out and tell people how great shelf corporations are, how they're free, fast, and easy, yes, Hassan, you would have more credibility if you went through it. You don't have to, but that's an absolutely great point. And I see Peter bringing up this point, which is relevant. And it's a bit sensitive, but Peter brought it up, so we'll run with it. And I'll use my Joe Biden voice for this. Love it. God love him. People don't want financial advice from broke people. People do not want financial advice from broke people. So if life hasn't treated you so well, then definitely do the Shelf Corporation, because if you're out pitching people in front of them, I'm not judging you, but they're going to judge you. They're going to look at the car you drove in. They're going to look at the shoes that you're wearing. They're going to look at the clothes that you're wearing. They're going to look at how you carry yourself. So you're right. You're right. So if you're going to get out in front of people, I would definitely do the Shelf Corp. I would have that personal testimony, and I'd drive a nice car, and I'd wear nice clothes, and I'd carry myself like a professional. Because as Peter said, people don't want financial advice from broke people. So that's up to you, Peter, how you want to internalize that or assimilate that. But that's a great point. All right. And now, as an affiliate, it's great. As an affiliate, you don't have to talk to clients much. You just introduce, you send them into your landing page, and you get the hell out of the way. So, some of you do a great job as an affiliate. We've got Pascal. He has referred in, if I have the number correct, last time I looked, which was yesterday, 386 people through his affiliate landing page, which is not what we're seeing here. So, yeah, some of you are great at being an affiliate. Some of you are horrible. You want to be so talkative, so involved, and then our closers hate you because they get a big bag of shit by the time the prospect comes in. So, affiliates introduce, hush up, and get out of the way. White label partners close deals, and that's really what we're talking more about today, maybe how to close more deals. All right, so who has questions on shelf corporations, what we do, how it works? All right, Celino makes a good point. Yeah, so compliance is a big deal. And so you if you wanted to change your three, I don't recommend changing the fact that you hit them with three elements. But yeah, compliance, certainly. We're going to follow legal and ethical principles to help clients get funding. And Celino, you're right. We see some people that come to us and they don't want to play by those rules. Some people think it's a game and they are willing to break rules, break laws to get funding. We won't do it. Can't do it. But we don't really need to. We can massage, we can manipulate legally and ethically the file for a business so they get fundable. So that's what I would encourage us all. Let's stay between. Ever go bowling and you had to put the bumpers up to keep the ball from going into the gutters on each side? Let's stay on the lane. Let's stay on the lane. We don't need to go into the gutters to help people and make money. And we're not going to break rules, we're not going to break laws, but we don't have to. Within the legal system, within the funding mechanism that exists, we can be very successful through a free, fast, and easy approach. All right, Michael brings up a good point that since as a white label partner you keep half of this. That's true. You could start, if you're a white label partner, you could be a Shelf Corp client, not for 1,000, but 500. Michael's just doing the math, right? Because you would normally collect 1,000 from the client. You keep half, send us half. You wouldn't have to charge yourself the other half. Yeah, so that's a great point, Michael. I mean, for $500 out of pocket, you're sitting yourself on a Shelf Corporation and you're getting those benefits. Again, doesn't matter to me if you want to do it or not, but I hear so many of you say, well, they asked me if I've done it. So then I turn around and ask you, well, have you done it? Have you enrolled in the Shelf Corporation? No. Well, I mean, if that's the barrier that you're facing, Romeo's on the line. Romeo's focusing on 5 million plus deals. People are probably asking him, Romeo, have you done it? And he's not. So Romeo, I encourage you to do it, right? Show proof that it worked for you, and then obviously you'll probably have more confidence and competence to talk to others. All right, let's see here. Claude's asking about the performance fees. So yeah. So our model is real simple. We do a 50-50 split. Some people, I guess, like it and some people dislike it, but it's great. You pick the performance fee, Claude, that you want to charge clients. I would say the average that most of you are charging is between 10 and 20% performance fee, but you could go up or down from that. All right. Samuel's talking about compliance, and that's right. So we're going to do what we say that we do. We're going to put it in writing, and we're going to hold ourselves accountable and ask clients to hold us accountable. So we will do what we promise to do. Where you can come into a conflict is some people will want you to do things that you didn't promise to do, and that may be reasonable or not. Mr. Robinson's on. So let's say Mr. Robinson brings a client in, and we do all the things we promised to do, and the client says, well, you didn't give me a prostate massage. And we're like, well, no, prostate massage wasn't included in the deliverables. So it's possible that people will make shit up. We see it. I had a client yesterday. He was so mad at me. His last name is Gomez. He was so mad at me. He said, Tom, you missed our appointment. I said, oh my gosh, I'm so apologetic. I went back and looked at my calendar and I was like, no, we didn't have an appointment yesterday. We didn't. But he made it up just to try to draw a stir, I guess. I don't know. So you've got to be prepared. We're working with people. None of us are perfect, but people sometimes will try to manipulate you. And so that's okay. But we're going to stick with the rules. We're going to do what we promised to do 100% of the time. Anything less than that is unacceptable. But we put it in writing in marketing, what we provide. We put it in the contract, what we do. And yes, you should hold us accountable to do that. And we certainly hold ourselves accountable to do that. We'd ask the client to do what they promised to do too. Sometimes they don't like that, but that's what makes a business relationship, or maybe any relationship work, right? Is all parties do what they promise to do. Anytime that we have addendum, let me reword that. Anytime we have a client where we need to change what we promised, we'll do a written addendum. Like Romeo's first client, we had to do 3 or 4 different addendums because the client wanted something different. We're not going to just give it lip service. We're not going to just say, okay, we're going to put it in writing. Both parties are going to sign it. So that way we're always on the same page. So yes, I believe wholeheartedly that everything that we do is legal, it's compliant, we'll do what we promise to do, and it's reinforced through a written agreement. Now, as a white label partner, you get an editable version of the client agreement, and you can edit it as you want. So if you want to add more things to it, you could. If you wanted to take some things out of it, you could. Because you're in control. It's between you and the client. We're your vendor. All right, so if you don't have this flyer, you've heard this 20 times before. If you don't have this flyer, that's crazy. This is a very effective one-piece tool. Call Madison or email Madison. She can get it to you. You can edit the call to action in the orange box at the bottom. We'll be back Monday morning. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help. But if you focus on free, fast, and easy, that'll help you a lot, I think. And then secondly, if you're not a personal testimony of a Shelf Corporation, maybe that's the missing ingredient. Maybe you need to go ahead and go through it yourself so that way you can say, yeah, I've done it. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk to you Monday morning. Have a good day. Bye.